Hello, friends, and welcome to a blue and yellow pour. So, this was a challenge from Susan King to pour in blue and yellow to pray for Ukrainians, pray for peace. So, this is our pouring prayer. So, this one I am doing a base coat of this dark blue. So the dark blue has phthalo blue. It has a little bit of marsh black, a little bit of Payne's gray, and it's the paint that I use for my pendulum pours. And so basically, I utilize all my blues and yellows that I had already mixed because it's a quick pour. Once again, it's a challenge by Susan King on the Australian pouring group that Jilly Cube has on Facebook. And again, basically just utilizing the paints that I have. I'm putting it into a cup that had a tiny bit of tiny titanium white with from Liquitex Basics with pearl white from Deco Art and silver from Amsterdam. And then I put in a couple of yellows by Arteza, and then the light pearl by Arteza, and this is another yellow by Arteza. I also put in a tiny bit of gold because and that would be 24 karat gold by Amsterdam, not Amsterdam, sorry, by Deco Art, because I just had a little bit of it left. Yeah, so for a 20 by 20, I only need between 14 and 15 ounces, and this is a 16-ounce cup plus all of my paint that I had on the base coat should do the trick. There should be plenty of paint on there, so we should be fine. And so I'm utilizing my swiping tool, which I really, I should just read what there's a little paper sticky on it, like a sticker that says what the tool is for, but it's too tiny, so have yet to actually use a magnifying glass to figure out what it says that it's called and then what it's for. I suspect that it's for like mud, that white stuff that they put on walls and stuff like that. I mean, I'm thinking that's what it's for, but it could also be for cakes because this does look like a tool that I would have bought at like the dollar store. So yeah. Now, if you note, I'm actually putting more paint into my cup, and it's just basically utilizing all of it because I just wanted to go in with everything I had. So once again, we're praying for peace in Ukraine and hoping that Russia stops bullying Ukraine. I mean, it's basically coming at it from all sides, and it's just not fair. So, don't want to be political and stuff like that, but I can just imagine how horrifying it will be to like all of a sudden like have bombs land in front of your yard. I saw a report where literally it you know shrapnel came at someone who was in their home, and so yeah, that's just so sad. And a recurring nightmare that I've had for a while is just that is someone just bombing and being super terrified and scared to like be found out. So yeah, I can only imagine how horrifying it must be for the people. So we're praying for normalcy in Ukraine, for peace all over the world, and yeah. So this here I'm trying to do a flower. So I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying to do a rose in the middle. It kind of looks like it now, but I'm gonna try to do like a little thing in the middle so that it's much more obvious. And yes, I'm calling this one Ukrainian yellow rose. For one, it's for Ukraine, and then I'm trying to do like a rose. They say that the yellow color is sort of like a peaceful. It's to evoke peace and friendship. So this, I thought this would be appropriate. And the challenge by Susan King on the Australian pouring group was to just pour, just utilizing yellows and blues. And so I did that. I wish I had like a lighter blue, because the Ukrainian flag is a little bit lighter, but basically I had my phthalo blue that had a bit of Payne's gray, as well as a dash of Mars black in it. And but it's still, I think, it's doing the trick. I mean, basically it's a blue and gold or blue and yellow pour. So I think I stuck pretty much to what was asked. And like I said, just wishing the folks there peace, hoping that they have enough to eat, that they have all the resources that they need, and that they, they can be at peace, really. To me, it seems terrifying. I see the big lines of cars trying to get out of the city and trying to cross over to Poland, and I can just imagine. I mean, some people are just getting out of the car and walking, and so that creates more chaos because they just leave their cars in the middle, and so that, so it's jamming everything. And I realized that, this just means like higher prices. For us, it means higher prices in like gasoline and stuff, but it's just so sad. So so this is a challenge, but also I think it's a way for me to stress about it. I try not to think about it, but then sometimes I think, well, that's kind of selfish of me to try to just not think about it, because the people are there in Ukraine don't have that luxury to just not think about it. It's just like in your face, do what you can to survive kind of thing. And it just, because I think sometimes why should the U.S., why is it the responsibility of the U.S. to care about these things? But then at the same time, we can't just ignore it. It's happening, and everyone, I think, has the responsibility to stand up for justice. And so whether it's there or whether it's in the U.S. or wherever it is, I think we have a responsibility to care for people, to want people to be okay. And so I hope and pray that individuals survive, that they regain a place to live, because all those homes are being trashed, literally they're gone, and so all their stuff is gone, and so the rebuild's gonna be horrific. And I hope it's a rebuild in a free country, or their country back, so that they have freedom to democratic freedom to elect their own officials, to do less restrictive things. They have freedom to pour paint on YouTube if they want to, you know. So anyway, thank you for watching my prayer for Ukraine. I hope you appreciate, if not the politics behind it, because I really don't want this to be political, but just the idea of peace and freedom for individuals and justice in the world. So thank you so much, and as promised, hopefully the next one will be the next part of my results so far. So that was meant to be published next, but like I said, I just took up the challenge from Susan King in the Australian pouring group. And the pouring group was made by Julie Cube from Australia, so that's why it's called Australian, but it's a global group. So anyhow, so thank you so much for watching, for your support, and let's keep praying for peace.